Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. We'll get ready for the 13th Annual Joedance Film Festival, August 4th through the 6th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Diane Restaino, president of the Joedance Film Festival, is my guest today for Conversations with Nicole. Thank you so much for joining me.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Tell folks about the Joedance Film Festival.
Sure. So it started in 2010. It has kind of an interesting background. It started in the courtyard of the 10th Street townhomes in Uptown, Charlotte. So it was an outdoor festival until we moved to our home at the Charlotte Ballet, just up the street. So it's in historic Fourth Ward in Charlotte. We screen only short films from filmmakers around the United States and the U.S. territories.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And so all the money we raise at this festival goes to Levine Children's for pediatric cancer research.
And tell me why that is. It's in honor and in memory of Joe, your son. Tell me about that.
Yes, it is. So Joe passed away in January of 2020 from osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer. And before he passed away, he asked us to raise money to find better treatments with better outcomes for kids with cancer. We decided to do a film festival. That's what our family did together. We all loved it. So we started that, and we have donated over $300,000 to Levine Children's. And along with that request, Joe gave me a bucket list, or his legacy list. Yeah. And, part of it was he wanted us to be part of some kind of research every single day. Yeah. He wanted us to fund a clinical trial, which we did for recurrent osteosarcoma. He wanted us to create an internship program, which we have. And he wanted us to support some kind of position in a research lab, which we have done also. So we're checking off the boxes.
I know you are so proud of Joe. He was special. He was thinking more about others, it seems, as a teenager being diagnosed with cancer than he was almost of himself. Talk about that.
Yeah, that was very interesting. We had 4 years before Joe passed away. And of course, they weren't the best 4 years. He was in and out of hospitals, lots of surgeries, 2 different chemotherapy protocols. But, it started back when he was first diagnosed and went back to Macaulay, which is in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and where he went to high school. He decided, nobody knows about this. And he started a bone cancer walk, which is still in some form raising money at Macaulay. And so he knew that his friends wouldn't keep going back for a walk. So he asked us to raise money in Charlotte. Yeah. So that's how it all came about. And he was really always thinking about, I think the best way for me to explain this is he never said to me, Mom, find a cure. He said, find better treatments with better outcomes. Right. So, and, we work every day at that through our internship program and our research technician that we find.
What does it mean to you? Here you are 13 years into the Joedance Film Festival, knowing that your son has created a tremendous legacy, to see people come back year after year and donate to this cause, and it grows and grows every year. I mean, I would think that your heart grows every year with this festival.
Yeah, it really does. And, it's interesting, when we started, there were 15 people at this festival. We showed Sundance films on the side of a townhome. And we really, honestly, we really thought people were coming together to help us through a hard time. And then people asked us to do it again, and then do it again. And then we found a festival director, and we started showing, short films, regional short films. And then now it's US, and it just has organically grown. And we have kept that core that has supported us from the very beginning. We've kept the majority of them, but we have brought more and more and more people in as we've expanded the filmmakers and expanded our reach. But I think the most heartwarming thing is to see, Joe's friends and Tony and David's friends come back year after year to support this.
Yeah.
Um,
And Tony and David are your other sons.
Yes. So Tony and David, those were Joe's identical twin brothers. And, they were very young when we went through all of this, but, there's just that core is still there.
Talk about the film festival itself. Give me a description of the films, how people send their films in. I mean, what's the backstory of how you actually put together a film festival? I don't know how. I wouldn't know how.
Well, yeah, it's a long process.
I'm sure.
It's so we are fortunate enough to have a wonderful festival director, Chip White.
We know him well.
We know him well, and he's such an asset to our community. It starts, so this festival's in August. It starts in October with a film submissions, and there's rules, regulations. We put them up on Film Freeway. The filmmakers submit through there. We have judges that judge all of these films, and then they, their score is what we go by.
Yeah.
And then, then you put the actual festival together. So it starts in October and it ends in August.
Yes.
And we take a month off, 2 months
and then you
off,
start over again.
starts all over again in October. But so it's all short films, which is 30 minutes and under.
Okay.
And there's no genre. I mean, you can submit a documentary, horror, whatever.
Comedy, whatever, right?
Comedy, music video. Yeah, it's pretty it's a really, really welcoming, open festival. The only rule we have is that you have to film it or produce it in the US or US territories.
Perfect.
So we usually end up over the weekend. So we have student films also.
Oh, great.
So the festival runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and then students Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
And it's a little bit different because each night has a different set of films that are screening.
Perfect.
So we have a reception,
yeah,
and then we have some opening remarks from people from the hospital and myself, and then we screen the films and we do it all over again. But you will not see the same film 2 nights in a row.
Which means you have to come every night.
or find your favorite filmmaker and go that night.
What about attendance? Are you full? Can people still get tickets? How does that work?
So people can still get tickets. You can go to our website at joedance.org. It's right there on the right on the homepage. And you have a choice of virtual or in person.
Oh, yes.
So, and we have all access passes for the weekend for both.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, and we actually survived through the pandemic because of our virtual component.
Right. Well, everyone had to find a way to keep going, and for you, that was perfect to be able to watch a movie from your, the comfort of your own home. But I know you want everyone to come back out, because I think we've all realized being around people is what helps us thrive.
And I cannot wait to actually stand in front of people and do my opening remarks, because I've been doing it in this void for 2 years. Long time. And I'm like, and you don't realize until you do that how much you rely on an audience to propel you through your remarks.
What else do you want people to know about Joe and the film festival?
Well, I tell you what, we decided early on that this was really Joe's story, and we were the people that were going to tell it for him. I think one of the things that I'm most proud of Joedance is that we are a not small, not huge, we're this medium-sized foundation that early on found out that we could make a difference
Yeah.
with just a little bit of money that was there to needed and spent in the right spots.
Yeah.
So, and I'm thinking, especially that Joedance internship program that we started, and those are summer college kids that are coming in and working with the doctors, and they're data mining and putting together information. I think we're best known as the Helios people
Yeah.
because we had an intern that educated the patients on how to use this product to lessen the severity of mouth sores. And it's now part of every child's protocol and it's free.
It's wonderful.
So that was never there when Joe was there. There's
Right.
the backpack where you can do treatments remotely.
Yeah.
There's integrative and supportive medicine that intern interviewed over 300 families and patients to help develop that program. And now we have an intern that is doing, they're collecting data on brain tumors. And, you know, that's all part of being research every day. And then we fund the salary of the level 3 research technician
Wow.
in the beet cancer research lab at Levine Children's.
It's wonderful.
And, you know, we have done a clinical trial. It's always wonderful to be part of it. But to see the fact that somebody doesn't have to sit in the hospital for 7 days for chemotherapy to clear out, to me, that's a huge step.
Well, isn't that what Joe said? Mom, we may not can find a cure for cancer, but let's make it easier
Yeah.
for these young people going through this. So it's already happened.
Yeah, it has.
And imagine what the future holds with what will be making a difference in the future for these children because of his film festival.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's heartwarming. That is amazing. And that just goes to show how special Joe was and is in his legacy, and what you're doing is so important. Now, I feel like I know the obvious here, but Joedance, why Joedance?
Good question. So we started with screening Sundance films on the side of the townhome wall.
Yeah,
All of
that's
the
what I
townhome.
thought it was going to start with
Yeah.
Sundance, but
And you know, this was the other thing he said. He goes, "I don't want you to name it the Joe Restaino Foundation."
yeah.
So I said, "Okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but here we go." So it actually was a friend of mine. Her daughter actually named it Joedance.
I love that. That was what I assumed happened with the name, but I wanted to hear the story because that's great. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's the background on that story. And you know, it all just grew like that. You know, somebody would jump in and do something and it would become a tradition. So
You know, it sounds like as Joe was sick and he was talking about what he hoped would bring in the future from raising awareness and money, the pieces of the puzzle just started to come into play. And now you have a beautiful picture from your puzzle of children and young adults getting help that they need as they go through this crisis in life, and hopefully having a better outcome.
yep, that's our goal.
Well, Diane, it has been a real pleasure and such a delight to have you on my show today. Thank you for taking the time to be with me. I know the Joedance Film Festival will be even more successful this year than it ever has before. I'm excited for you and all those involved that you are back having a physical film festival, but also offering it virtually as well. I wish you all the best. Thank you again for your time today.
Oh, Nicole, thank you. It's been fun talking to you.
It's been my pleasure. Folks, that will do it for this edition of Conversations with Nicole. Until I see you again, I hope you have a great day.